In this video, everything you need to know about the Argentina Rentista Visa. The Rentista Visa is the most common way that people are getting residency in Argentina right now, and it allows you to move to Argentina without working locally. All you need is a steady passive income. So in this video, we're going to cover exactly what it is, this visa, who it's for, how to get it, and why it's a game changer. So let's jump in. So first of all, what is the Rentista Visa all about? In simple terms, it's Argentina's way of saying, come live here if you've got money coming in from outside, no job required. It's officially called the Visa de Rentista, or the Independent Means Visa, as it's also known, and it's perfect for people with passive income. So think rental properties, stock dividends, interest from savings, or even royalties from that book you wrote years ago. The deal is you cannot work for an Argentine employer, but you don't need to. Your income's already sorted, and Argentina's happy to have you as long as you can prove it. It's a temporary residency visa that opens the door to long-term living and even citizenship down the road. And by the way, we have other videos talking about the path to citizenship in Argentina that you can check out. So who is this visa for? Picture this, you're someone who's financially independent, but not necessarily retired. Maybe you're, 35 years old, renting out a couple properties back home, and you're ready to explore South America. Or maybe you're 50 years old with a solid investment portfolio, looking to slow down without fully quitting the game. It's for anyone with passive income who doesn't need a local paycheck. Young adventurers, retirees, digital nomads who can freelance on the side. The vibe is freedom. You can live in Argentina, soak up the culture, and let your money do the work. If you've got a pension, there's a separate pensionado visa, but the rentista is much more broad, and it's basically the same thing. So it's really just all about some kind of form of passive cash flow, and there's no age limit required. So now let's talk about money, because Argentina wants to know that you can afford to live in Argentina without being a burden on the system. So the requirement is a monthly passive income of at least 5 times the minimum vital and mobile. It's called the minimum vital and mobile wage, or the SMVM. In 2025, that's around 234,000 Argentine pesos per month. Times 5, you're looking at 1,170,000 pesos, which at the current exchange rates is around $1,200, and that's for one person. But we actually really recommend having at least $2,000 a month of passive income, because the exchange rate fluctuates a lot, and so we just typically say $2,000 a month. So if you see sources that have different numbers, if somebody's saying 1,200, somebody saying 2,000. There's a lot of numbers that get thrown around. The number was very differently a year or two ago before Milei started sort of regularizing the exchange rate. But typically we say $2,000 a month. If you're bringing family, like a spouse or kids, they don't need their own income unless they're over 25. Just prove you can cover them too. Argentina's inflation is no joke, so this number might inch up over time, but $2,000 a month is the baseline right now. You'll need paperwork like bank statements, rental contracts, investment records, showing this income's reliable for at least a year. It's not a fortune, especially when you see how far that stretches in Argentina, but that's what you're going to need. And by the way, it might seem easy to print out some bank statements or some rental contracts, but this is not a visa that you want to do by yourself. Arguably there are some visas like Mexico that you could do by yourself. Even still, I think it's well worth it to work with a team. But with Argentina, this is one where you absolutely need a local lawyer to do it for you. It's going to save you a lot of headache and a lot of common pitfalls and make the process move a lot faster. So, guys, MyLatinLife is a full-scale immigration consultancy. We can help put this Argentina Rentista Visa in your hands. There's going to be a link in the description where you can book a call with us and get the whole process started. We can handle this whole process for you, A to Z, hold your hand every step of the way, collect your documents for you, etc. So book a call, but let's keep going with the video. So how do you actually get this visa? You've got two paths. You can apply at an Argentine consulate in your home country, or if you're already in Argentina or able to travel to Argentina as a tourist, you can apply in country at the National Directorate of Migration, the DNM. Most of our clients are applying in person in Argentina. It's typically much faster and much easier in a lot of ways. So either way, you're going to need a few things. You need a valid passport. You need proof of that income. You're going to need private health insurance that works in Argentina, something with full coverage. You're going to need a criminal background check from the last 5 years and a medical certificate saying that you're healthy. All docs also need to be translated into Spanish by a certified translator, and consulates are especially picky about that. At a consulate, processing takes 2 to 4 months, and in country, it can be a couple weeks if your papers are right. Once approved, you get a 1-year temporary resident card renewable annually. Again, those processing times are 2 to 4 months at the consulate, or a couple weeks to 1 month in person. So most people are applying in person. What's life like on the Rentista Visa? Let's talk about that. So you're going to be a legal resident. You can rent an apartment, open a bank account, travel in and out of Argentina as you please. You're part of the Mercosur bloc, so popping over to Brazil or Chile is very easy. You can't work for an Argentine company, but nothing stops you from freelancing remotely or managing your investments. The cost of living in Argentina has been ramping up, but you're easily going to be able to live well on $2,000 a month. Buenos Aires is probably about twice as expensive as the rest of the country. So keep that in mind as well. Taxes are a big question, so let's handle that. If you spend more than 183 days a year in Argentina, you're considered a tax resident. That means your worldwide income gets taxed at Argentina's progressive rates, starting at 5% and topping out at 35% for high earners. Your passive income, your foreign passive income, might not be taxed locally unless you're a resident, and even then, double taxation treaties with countries like the US, the UK, or Canada can save you. If you want to dodge that tax net, you can keep your stays to under 6 months per year. But if you're all in on Argentina, budget for it. No special tax breaks here like Portugal's NHR scheme exist. It's just the straightforward rules for everybody. You know, there's definitely a lot of gray area in Argentina. Not a lot of people are reporting or reporting all their earnings in Argentina. Some people in our Telegram groups like to say that literally nobody pays taxes in Argentina. It's almost like a sport, evading taxes. But we do not condone that at MyLatinLife, obviously. So if you're concerned about taxes, book a call with MyLatinLife, and we can keep things real on the call there. So what about renewals and the long game? Your Rentista Visa starts as a 1-year temporary residency. After that, you can renew it every year for up to 3 years total. At the 3-year mark, you're eligible for permanent residency, which is indefinite stay, work rights if you want them, and no more income checks. But here's the real gem. Argentina offers citizenship after just 2 years of legal residency, temporary or permanent. That's one of the fastest tracks anywhere in the world. You'll need basic Spanish, but there's no real test. But we'd recommend having at least an A2 level of Spanish. You'll need a clean criminal record check and a federal judge's nod, but it's legit, and that's pretty much it. Argentina is cool with dual citizenship too, so you don't have to give up your old passport. You do not need to renounce your prior citizenship. Just don't leave for more than 6 months a year, or you'll reset that clock in terms of the path to citizenship. So let's weigh the pros and cons of the Rentista Visa. On the plus side, the income bar is pretty low, $2,000 a month passive income. You don't have to invest in Argentina. You literally just have to show that you have means, and you can make that happen. We're seeing this being especially popular with retirees. And you get residency fast, especially in country. And Argentina is cheap with the right exchange rate, or certainly in other parts of the country outside Buenos Aires. And the citizenship path in 2 years is absolutely unbeatable. It's one of the fastest paths to citizenship in the world. The only other countries that are as fast are Peru, also 2 years, and Dominican Republic, also 2 years. But of the three, Argentina, Peru, and Dominican, we would say that Argentina is by far the easiest in terms of acquiring second citizenship because there's no difficult citizenship exam. And once you hit the 2-year mark, you'll actually get citizenship. They'll actually put it in your hands. It won't be a super slow process. So the Dominican is very slow, and Peru has a notoriously difficult citizenship exam where you're going to have to be really good in Spanish. So those are kind of the downsides on those two countries. But with Argentina, there's not really a citizenship test at this point in time, and it processes relatively fast once you hit that 2-year mark. And by the way, MyLatinLife, we can do the citizenship process for you as well. Cool. So the downsides would be of this visa would be that no local work is allowed. So your income's got to stay foreign. Bureaucracy can also be somewhat slow. So think, extra trips to the consulate or waiting on your DNI card, things like that. Inflation might nudge up as well, which is something to consider, that the income mark that you need to show will change with inflation. Still, though, it's a solid deal for the right person. So who should go for this? If you've got passive income, then the Rentista Visa is your move. It's perfect for retirees. It's perfect for literally anyone who has passive income in any form, especially people with rental properties as well. That's one of the best ways that young people can get this visa. Imagine sipping Malbec in Mendoza or dancing tango in San Telmo, all without a visa run every 90 days. That's the Rentista life, and you're on path to one of the fastest citizenships in the world. So if you're serious about this, we recommend placing your order as soon as possible. The translations take time. Getting your docs in order takes time. Learning some Spanish always helps. And we can work with you on the strategy about applying through the consulate or in person. Okay? Buenos Aires is probably one of the best networks for digital nomads in Latin America and really in the world. Great city. Really, really fun place. So why choose the Rentista Visa? It's your fast path to Argentina's magic, culture, nature, and a cost of living that leaves room for fun and steak. No golden visa millions are needed. No job hunting is required. Just you, your income, and a suitcase. In 2 years, you could be an Argentine citizen, passport in hand, ready for the world. It's not perfect. The paperwork can be a bit of a slog. The peso can fluctuate. But if you got the passive income, you're in for one of South America's gems. That's the Rentista scoop. If you've thought about it, drop your questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear your experiences with this as well. And if this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more visa deep dives and more videos about Latin America. Until next time, ciao ciao from Argentina. See you in the next video.